too, that she's done it with your experience in mind. Please help me welcome my good friend and your superstar director, Debi Mangan. Okay, hello everybody. I choose Scentsy. My Scentsy journey starts with a loving nudge from a friend, a good friend, Denise. Wow, you can't see anything up here. Hello. I should have worn my shades. Anyway, I was really afraid to try Scentsy because I have severe allergies. I'm allergic to everything outside and many foods and all preservatives. So she asked me if I would do a party for her. And she put up with me for 20 years, so I thought, I'll do this. So she came over and she set up the warmer, and I said, put it way over there, because I thought if I was going to have a reaction, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't anywhere near it, and I didn't want to affect sales on the party. Well, I was bad. I told all my friends to leave their wallets at home, and let's just come for a fun girls' night out. We had so much fun, I can't even tell you. And I earned so much free Scentsy. I don't even think I used my half-price items. There was so much stuff. But it was wonderful. So I kept getting orders for Denise because I love her and I wanted to support her new business. And I was telling her about my cart. It's always breaking down. There's a glitch in my slides. I hate that you won't see the last one. Anyway, there goes my ADD. Hello. So Denise says, you're getting orders for me. And I said, yeah, I want to support you. And she says, well, you need a new car, you need a car payment. I said, I hate pushy salespeople. I don't want to sell anything, no. So she like kicked me off the cliff, which was really a gentle nudge for her, but that's what it felt like to me. And I said, okay, but don't expect anything, and please don't bug me about it. Have you heard that before? Okay. 3 weeks later, I am madly in love with Scentsy. I am loving it, I love sharing it, I'm all over it. And there's all these new challenges. The Shooting Star, I'm very competitive. Shooting Star, Sensational Start 3. And at that time, back 7 years ago, when you made the Sensational Start 3, you got to walk across the stage and meet Orville and Heidi Thompson. I knew if I did that, they might know who I am. I got to meet them. If I did not do this, I would never get to meet them and they would never know who I am, right? Well, I did. I made Sensational Start 3. I went to convention, the best move in my life. We had such a good time. I learned so many things. I went to Carol Bishop House, all about events. I was doing events at the time and I learned a lot. And I walked across stage and met Orville and Heidi. It was wonderful. But when I left convention, I left flying. I don't think my feet touched the floor for a long time. I was so excited, and I knew when I left, I'm going to make director. I knew what I needed to do, and I'd gone as a start consultant. I've had issues with sponsoring. I was scared to sponsor. I don't know anything. How can I sponsor anybody? So, at convention, I left there, and 2 months later, I made director. I had everything I needed. At convention, they teach you everything, so I'm all over it. I also found out at convention that you can earn an all-expense-paid vacation. I was all over that because I hadn't been anywhere in a long time. So I worked very hard for that, and I did earn the next trip to Cancun. Wonderful. About 6 weeks after convention, I moved back to Waxahachie, Texas, which is where I'm from. Woohoo! And the Monday after I moved into Waxahachie, the pre-approved sale of my home in Canton fell through. Oh my God. Okay, I'm really caught up here. I am sole provider. It's me, myself, and I. And there's 3 of us here, let me promise you. I bring home the bacon, I fry it up on the balata, and I eat it. So that's a very stressful time. So in the next 6 months, I worked 3 jobs. And Scentsy was one of them, because I was not giving up what I knew was it was wonderful. I knew, I could see in the future that it was going to offer me so much. Boy, I didn't have any idea how much. In May, the next year, it had been 6 months, I was back in real estate, and I closed $1 million in homes in May. And which caught all my bills up. My house in Canton sold, so a lot of it sloughed off. And I go to my broker, which is my mom, okay? Can't cut that cord. I'm bawling my eyes out because I had tried so hard to earn Founder Circle, and I thought I'd missed it. And she goes, what? Founder Circle? What's that? Really? You know, she didn't get it. But that's when I knew my why had changed. It wasn't just about the money anymore, because I had money, real estate was going good, Scentsy was going good. It was about the friendships that you make, and the vacations that you earn, and the recognition to walk on stage with Orville and Heidi, the Scentsy staff that we had met. You know, everybody is just so wonderful. It just becomes a whole new, it's a way of life, I guess, is what I want to say. So I choose Scentsy. I knew I had a future in this company, and I knew I had to remain focused on my goals. So even with those 2 other jobs, I fit Scentsy in every crevices, every crack I could, because I wanted to earn those things. Well, if you go back to October, a month after I moved back to Waxahachie, that's when I made director. And then that's when I had the privilege to be on the director calls, the leadership calls, and we could hear Orville and Heidi, and I did the evening call back then, and it was so intimate, it was wonderful. But we would hear Orville things like, be a man of value, give more than you take. And he used Zig Ziglar one time, and he says, you will get all you want in life if you help enough other people to get what they want. So you focus on that. You help your team. So that's what I did. I focused in on those that would be leaders in my group. And there was a lot of them that had such great potential. So the next January, we birthed our first director, which is Lisa Price. She's here with us today. I call her my number 1. I'm a big Star Trek fan, so she's my number 1. And then Kay Pond in August of '08. And I made Star Director with Kay's promotion. And it's kind of like watching popcorn. When you're really hungry and you're making popcorn, it's never gonna start popping. That's what this business is like. But if you keep it on the fire and you keep your focus and you stir it up and you keep it going, it starts popping, and that's what was going on. 2 months later, I made Superstar Director because all of it started popping, and there's no better feeling than to watch the people under you succeed and to move up. That's what you want as a mother, as a grandmother. That's what we call ourselves in this. So, as a Superstar Director, I realized that my why continually changed. Once I made Superstar Director, I'm like, what am I doing? Well, I'm in it for my team. So you have to figure out what you want and keep moving from there. So I choose Scentsy. And because in my Scentsy journey, I came back to Waxahachie 6.5 years ago, I did not have 2 nickels to rub together not to. But I knew I had a lot of hope with what Scentsy would bring me in the future. I bought my Scentsy home, which you can't see the slides, I'm sorry. And 2 years ago, I put in an in-ground pool, which I wanted so bad, and let me tell you, my why was burning inside me big time. Well, I want that pool. So, and one thing we've been taught as Superstar directors is to make sure that we do well with our money. And they go with Dave Crenshaw and paying off your debts. And I'm happy to say I paid off everything except for half of my house. So, I'm very excited. He has so much to offer you, please. And that's in the next 5-year plan. I get very emotional thinking about what if Denise had not offered me this? What if she hadn't kicked me off the ledge? Which was really a gentle nudge. What if she hadn't given me the opportunity to say no? And she is so shy, guys. She's so shy. What if she hadn't? What if she made the decision for me? OMG. I get very, very emotional with that. I have had the privilege to help many people with allergies. There's nobody more afraid for their lungs to close up, because when they close up, you cannot breathe. It is scary. So when people say they're allergic, be empathetic and be loving and tell them, I know somebody personal, you know me. I know somebody personally that does Scentsy, and everybody in our house has asthma. Let me tell you, we do it, we stay away from the cologne line, you know, the romance line. We can't do that, but we can do everything else. And this has opened up a world for me, a fragrant, beautiful world to me that I've never had an opportunity ever to enjoy. One last thing I wanted to share with you is something that happened this last week. I did an event 2 weeks ago, and I'm really sorry you can't see this picture especially, but I have it on my phone, so if you want to see it after my first breakout session, I'll show it to you. But this woman came in my booth, and she's looking at the Scentsy. She's looking at the Scentsy shelf, and there's like 3 little shelves of Scentsy's, and she has one buddy in her hand, and she looks, you know, she's looking all over, and I go up to her and I say, hey, how are you doing? And she goes, fine, do you have a lamp? And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, that was discontinued a year ago. And she put the buddy down and she goes, I hate Scentsy. And I'm like, you can't hate Scentsy. So, but I could see in her face it wasn't a mean, it was frustration. So I said, is there anything I can do to help? And she goes, I need a lamp. She says, I bought one for over a year ago for my daughter, and she drug it everywhere. She fed it, she loved it, she nurtured it, and you know what? I can't find it anymore, and she won't take any of these other buddies. What do I do? I said, you know what? Let me have your name and your information, if you'll allow me that. I said, I have a large network of friends. So I put the word out. Nothing from my team, nothing from my directors, but a superstar director in Arizona. She pinged me. She private messaged me on Facebook, and Christy Pacheco, her and Jeremy, and they're wonderful. So they are. So she private messaged me and says, I have a lamb. So I got on the phone and I texted Brianna real quick, and I said, I found you a lamb that's in Arizona. She says, I don't care where it is, I want it. I'm like, yay! So I sent the information to Christy, and you know what she did? This is another reason I choose Scentsy. She sent me back the information. She mailed it that day. But she also put a handwritten note in there from me. Not from her. She didn't stick her marketing materials in there. She put the note from me and my return address. And she sent it to her.
Scentsy Spirit.
OMG, Scentsy Spirit, yes. It is all about giving more than you can take and doing for others. It's not always about you. But you know what? I texted Brianna and I said, here's your tracking number. Let me know when you get it. She sent me the picture that you can't see of her little girl. And she's just like this, holding her lamb. And she's like, where did you go? You can't go away again. And she feeds her and she drags her with her everywhere she goes, in the car, to bed, everywhere in between. She will not let go of her. She loves on her. And it made me cry when I read the message and I put it on the slide. I'm sorry you can't see it. That's really well done. That's good. Okay, I don't know how to do this. That's evident, isn't it? Okay. Anyway, she texted me and she said, "You are so dedicated and you're so amazing." And I'm like, you know, do what we all do. And then she said, "You made a little girl's dream come true." Well, you know what? That's the reason I choose Scentsy today. I could make a difference in someone's life, and I could still feel the love from someone else, and I'll do that for you too. We need to be a person of value. We need to give more than we can take, and it's not always about you. But when you do for others, it always comes back to you. Maybe not from that person, but it does come back 2 or 3-fold. So be the change in the world that you want to see. Be that person of value. Remember Scentsy values, they always teach us generosity, simplicity, authenticity. Give more than you take. We have an amazing family right here, and I'm so proud you're all here. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. I choose Scentsy. Do you? And Sandy.
Oh, we love technology when it works. But we're going to get it working. We are going to, at the beginning of the next section, we can get it working by then. And let's show them those pictures, because they're just too good to miss. Don't you think? Yeah, no kidding. All right.